Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options.
So I think we're looking at the potential that the market is tradable from a seasonal aspect, and we are adhering to its seasonal moves. I think that's one of the things that is very important. So if you're looking at from a technical perspective, say, okay, maybe my indicators are bearish and I think this thing's going down, but who says that the market can't rally like it just did, almost 500 pips out of nowhere? I mean, just 2 weeks ago, everyone was saying this thing's going to parity. The next thing you know, it goes from around the 118.80 area straight up to close to the 124 and change level. So I think that, there's definitely a mixed bag. Perhaps we're going to try to sucker more longs in the market before it gets ready for another descent into the 115 handle, 116 level possibly. I can just tell you this. I'll be trading the market one day at a time, 1 month at a time, and I'll be trading it between the support and the resistance target levels. So that's what I have. The euro currency is really, as we see, seems to bottom in October. And I think that's one of the things that we want to pay attention to going forward. I don't know if we'll have an opportunity to do another presentation between now and then, but do write this down in your calendar. In fact, that was the important thing of writing the Commodity Traders Almanac about. We included seasonal tendencies in foreign currencies. And I can tell you this, the euro currency has been kind of a dynamic play this year, and it's been a dynamic play and adhering to seasonal tendencies for many, many years. And I like trading the market, and I think as an options trader, it's going to present an opportunity. So I'm going to be preparing myself for what's called, what I consider, a high probability setup. I'll be looking to sell any further strength between now and July, and I'll be maybe looking at taking in some premium by selling some out-of-the-money calls, or maybe I'll do some credit call spreads to take in premium. But when the market comes into October, and we're seeing, or late September to early October, and we're seeing the market decline, and we're near critical monthly support, folks, I won't be following the news media when they say, oh my God, the euro currency's down, it's going to zero. I'll be looking for buying opportunity. And I guess that's one of the neat things about the media, and also a consensus, being a contrarian. When everyone's bearish, I want to be bullish. From a seasonal perspective, if the market's declining in the time period that we make lows and everyone in the world is bearish, this could be a very powerful clue or a setup for a major reversal in the market. Now, before I switch to my live platform so we could look at some markets and dissect a few of these indices using candles and the indicators with the pivots in front of them, what Steve was talking about, some of the books that I've written, this is the book where I just read out some of the statistics. This was my first book. We had Forex Conquered, and if you visit my website, you can see we have other educational material. Our contact information. My email is jperson@nationalfutures.com. Go visit the website, nationalfutures.com. If you visit the website, you're going to find there's information there. At the top headers, you'll see where there's all types of indicators we have for various different software packages. We have a very dynamic indicator package for TradeStation users. I'm not sure how many people are out there with TradeStation, but we also have uses and stuff that we use with Thinkorswim and other brokerage firms. In fact, what I'd like to do right now is, Steve, if you could, switch, as you have control, to my desktop.
Let's see how we do that. John, I think you can do that because you have control. So you want to go to the top and share. Go down, share, and hit desktop, because I can't do it. You have the controls. Perfect. Yep.
Excellent. Well, this is actually my Thinkorswim account. One of the things that we have, what I'd mentioned before, we have a platform with TradeStation. This may look a little complicated for today's purposes, but we have buy and sell indicators. It was interesting because I think, Steve, you were asking me about the Australian dollar outlook. The Australian dollar actually just came to hit a longer-term monthly resistance until we get back above this 88 handle. It's probably going to see a little bit more weakness in the next few days. The British pound. The British pound is a very interesting point of view right now. We're in a weekly buy mode. This little blue dot signifies a weekly buy signal. This, what you're looking at, is Thinkorswim. They have two of my indicators that I developed. The first one is called Person's Pivots. Basically, what you see in your screen is we're looking at right now the weekly pivot resistance. So let me go over here. I'm going to go to Edit Studies, and I'm going to get rid of this, and I just hit Remove for right now and hit OK. All right. Now what you're looking at is a daily chart of the British pound, the ISE Spot Great British Pound USD Index. This is a daily chart which these blue and gold arrows give us buy and sell signals. If you go over to a weekly chart, we also look for price movements and trend conditions. When I go over to studies and I hit add study, I'm going to just go straight on down to all studies. My last name is Person, so we go over here and there's Person's Pivots. We're going to hit Person's Pivots. I'm going to edit and I'm going to change that outlook to a month. Hit apply, OK, and there we have it. I'm going to go back to a daily so that you can see how this is important. If we're in a weekly sell signal, then I want to take daily sell modes. Now, what's interesting here, folks, is notice that, let me show you what's on your screen. At the end of a week or the end of a month, notice that red is our resistance, green is our support, and this pink or fuchsia color is the pivot point. What the Person's Pivots does, it gives you one resistance, it gives you one support. If at the end of the month you want to know, is the market in a bullish or bearish mode, then you're probably going to get, if the market is telling you based on this indicator, if the market's going to be bearish, it's going to do two things for you. It's going to say, if the market's truly bearish, so at the end of January, the market says, okay, next month is going to be bearish. We have a lower high, we have a higher low, we have an inside range, but we have a lower high. We're still in a downtrend. We're in a bearish mode. This might be potentially the range. Notice that at the end of February, it says market's still bearish. We have a lower high and a lower low reading. At least you have the understanding of what the potential low for the month might be. At the very next month, you have a lower high and a lower low. And at that point, this is where you can start to integrate by looking at resistance targets and taking sell signals. What's interesting is that when we look at some candle patterns and we integrate candle patterns with the pivots, we're going to start to see things that, for example, momentum changes in the market. Are we starting to see the market trade above, as this candle showing on a weekly basis with the Great British Pound? Is the market trading above past or prior highs? This is the first time the market's made a higher weekly closing high in 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. That system generates a buy signal. Notice what the market's done already this week. It's come down to test that purple line, the fuchsia line. In addition to that, it's also tested these proprietary moving average lines. So on a week or day-to-day basis, you can just use different time frames and integrate the different time frames together, like daily and weekly.
Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.